welcome to today's episode of Afro Scientific Spirituality. My name is Efe West, and today we are going to be doing a movie review for the Marvel movie called Wakanda Forever. This movie just came out about 2 weeks ago, and I just watched it yesterday. So I want to talk about it today due to the fact that so many pundits have been coming out saying different things about the movie. And I was so surprised. I woke up about 3 days ago. I saw that a so-called Nicopom Christian came out with a review of this movie, insulting the movie, calling the movie demonic and filled with marine spirits and witchcraft, and was discouraging people from watching the movie, especially African people. It was of the opinion that this movie is going to initiate them into marine evil or the marine kingdom. So I was like, wow, I know that this person is a brainwashed Christian as usual. And once again, anything that tries to promote Black people, especially Black African spirituality in a positive light, is usually destroyed and torn down by these people. So I said that I already knew the person was lying because I practice African spirituality. I teach it to people. So I said, before I'm going to talk something, I'm going to watch this movie. Then I will give my own view, my own side of the story, or my own opinion on how I see this movie. So I downloaded the movie and I watched it last night. So I'm here to tell you what I think about the movie. So from my own opinion, I think it's a very, very good movie. I think this movie is an excellent movie that is in perfect synchronization with Black Panther 1 and showcasing African spirituality and African people in a very, very positive life, in a very futuristic and advanced characterization. This is the idea theme for African people. If we don't have the issue of colonization, if Africa had been allowed to flourish on its own without outside interference, we may very well be a modern day Wakanda society today. If the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Sudanese, ancient Ethiopians, and the Benin Empire, Songan Empire, Akan Empire, Nok Empire have been allowed to flourish without foreign interference and wars, will probably be at the level of what they say Wakanda is in the movie. So the movie, I love the movie very well. Quite naturally, it's a fusion of science and spirituality, something that I've always been talking on this channel. I've always been propagating. I have always been teaching that science and spirituality go together. So quite naturally, the film kind of supports most of my theories and most of my philosophies, and it flows naturally into African spirituality. So the film totally supports African spirituality. The beginning, of course, starts with the burial of Chadwick Boseman. What really made this movie unique is the introduction of the Mesoamerican Mayan culture into the movie. These are the native ancient people of the American continents. These are the Aztec, the Mayan people. These are the people that were living in the American continent before Christopher Columbus and his gang came from Spain to kill these people and stole their land. And they're not calling the land of the free. The land, I always say on this channel that America is a stolen land, stolen from the Native Americans and the Mexican people. I will continue to say it. Those people that are always shouting, go back to your country, you are not even from the country. Your ancestors are thieves. I will always say it because you people have this feeling that you are morally obligated to tell people what to do around the world. Whereby you are sitting on stolen properties, you are benefiting stolen properties, you are sitting on the land of blood. You will be the first to say you want to build wall. And you'll be the first to say people should go back to their country. If people should go back to their country, you will be somewhere in Europe probably you can be traced to a cave in Europe. A cave in Europe. Quite naturally, that's where you will go back to because there's not much natural resources where you came from. So this film actually brought to light the Mexican culture, and the main antagonist, which I will also say is also a protagonist because it represents the deity, the primal deity, the Mexican culture, was introduced to this movie, and it has many spiritual significance. We in Africa, we always have this knowledge of the underwater kingdom, a mysterious underwater kingdom that are still striving there, and they have chosen to remain in peace and not to interfere with people living on the surface. We know about this phenomenon, and for the sake of humanity, those people choose to remain on their own. So it talks about them, and we know these people as the water people, the aqua people, and the deity from this very uh, group of people, Nemwa in the movie, can also be called Aquaman, African version or Mesoamerican version of the so-called Aquaman. This is the deity you would normally call like Mami water or Papi water in Africa. We call it, as a male, we say it's Papa water or father of the water. Another name for this very deity in African spirituality is Olokun, the king of the sea, the king of the empire under the sea, Olokun. So the African version of this very Nemwa is the Olokun that we venerate in African spirituality in West Africa. So this deity was represented from the Maya culture, the Mesoamerican culture, called the Serpent King of the Sea. So it was a deity there, and the story was very interesting. And one significant thing that made me very happy in this movie was somewhere in the movie where there was a meeting between the Queen of Wakanda and this King of the Sea, and the meeting was placed in Cape Verde. When I was in Cape Verde 2 years ago, I did a video on the highlight of Cape Verde, a video that I later pulled down. What I postulated in that video was that the one of the origins of this ancient city or lost city of Atlantis, we have this phenomenon in the Western world of the story or the legends or the myths of the ancient city of Atlantis. This is a continent that was formerly part of the world. There were people living there. These were very ancient people. There were the continent of Atlantis and Lemuria. But according to the story or the legend, the continent of Atlantis sunk under the sea. That was how those people continent was destroyed. Then some of them left that continent and they relocated to Africa to continue living. Some of them went to the American continent to continue living. But the island of the continent of Atlantis was sunk under the sea. According to the legend story, some people remained under the sea living. Some of them changed into fish. Some of them migrated to land. So this Wakanda Forever fits into that narrative in a way. It fits into that narrative. We have this story in West Africa. So there was a meeting in Cape Verde. My own postulation is that if there was ever a city or a continent of Atlantis, it will not be in the Mediterranean Sea. It will not also be in the North Sea of Europe. Because what is happening now, if you open the books you will see so many books on Atlantis, the lost city of Atlantis, written by Western scholars. What all of them are claiming is that this Atlantis was closer to Europe, it was close to the Mediterranean Sea, it was close to the North Sea. Of all these books you're going to read on the lost city of Atlantis, none of them are even indicating that there's a possibility that this city could be anywhere close to the continent of Africa. None of them. All of them are claiming it has to be in Europe, it has to be in the North Sea, it has to be somewhere in the Mediterranean Sea. But right from time, I've always noticed that this is a lie, because the Atlantis Ocean is not in Europe. It is in between Africa and South and North America. So if there's going to be any lost city, we should be looking for the lost city in the ocean of the Atlantis, not in Europe. Once again, the racist, wicked, and evil-minded Western scholars always lie to steal everything good from Africa. Even the lost city of Atlantis, they are still carrying to Europe. And I know that this is a very big lie. The lost city of Atlantis was in the Atlantic Ocean. And if there's going to be any remnant of that, it has to be Cape Verde. I started this research when I went to Cape Verde. In fact, one of the main reasons that I went to Cape Verde was to look for this lost city of Atlantis. And I will very well say positively 100% that Cape Verde could be the remnant of this lost city of Atlantis, because it fits the description and it has all the characterization of where that remnant of a highland in the Atlantic Ocean. It was formed by 10 islands from volcanic ashes. And the way it was formed was very, very mysterious. It was like a volcano that erupted and then went into the ocean. Then after thousands of years, it came back up. So I believe Cape Verde could very well be the remnant of the lost city of Atlantis that we are looking for. Not Europe. Certainly not in the Mediterranean Sea. Certainly not in the North Sea. Certainly not in the Mediterranean Sea. So we always know that Western European scholars, they lie a lot. As they have told us, all their history books are lies to hide anything to glorify black people. So this film brings to question, where is this lost city of Atlantis? So that meeting point between the king of the ocean and the queen of Wakanda on Cape Verde is a very good significance to point that that is the remnant of the lost city of Atlantis we have all been looking for. I have made this postulation in my video long time ago. I think that video was old. I will go and find that video back. I did it when I was in Cape Verde 2 years ago. And now these people confirmed it in this movie. That's why sometimes when you have a prompting, it is good to speak it out. Don't think of what people will say. When you have a revolution or you have an intuition of something you want to do, just do it. Don't care what happened. This is what I have learned. I am glad that I'm not the only one that was thinking this way. That people that have created this movie also went the same way. We don't even know each other, but we have the same thinking. So I am 100% sure that I am correct on my assertion, and I think they are also correct. What we need to do in the future is that we need to get underwater craft to check around, to do a lot of marine research around this Cape Verde area. I believe if we do a lot of deep underwater research, we are going to see artifacts from the lost world around this Cape Verde island, which I believe nobody has done so far. But in the future, this will be initiated. So I believe the lost city of Atlantis could be the remnant of modern day Cape Verde we have in today. So we see this in the movie. We also see the dynamics of a war, of fighting for power, how people on the surface are looking for this so-called vibranium, illusionary vibranium, which we naturally translate to natural resources for overall development, which we know that Africa have in abundance more than the rest of the world combined. So could it be that in the future, quite naturally, a lot of nations will look for natural resources in places they have not been looking for it before? And when they begin to go deep into the sea, they might encounter these people that have been living there. And these people quite naturally will resist people encroaching into their territory, and there we will have conflicts. So this is the position of the movie, and I think it's a very good movie. I think it's a very good Christmas movie, and I will say that this is the best movie of this year. And everybody should watch this movie. Every black person, not only black people, people that are lovers of the truth or people that are just curious. You are definitely going to be entertained. I don't see anything wrong with the movie. It was a well-hearted movie. There was no victor, no vanquish. It was just a movie to reenact the African story, to show the African people in a very positive life, as you know that we are always disparaged everywhere by the media, and also to make us look back into our culture, look back into ancient history, to rejig our memory, to open this topic up of who are we really as a people, what is our interrelationship between us and the Mexican Aztec people, and how does African spirituality interwove with science and technology. So it's a movie that will open your mind, we inform you, we stimulate you, we also entertain you. So it's a very good movie. I see nothing wrong with the movie. For those Christian pundits that will watch this video that see everything evil about the water kingdom or African spirituality, I will encourage you to spare 2 days of your life to open an authentic African history book and read one thing and know something for once in your life, instead of embarrassing and disgracing yourselves every time you open your mouth on the internet. The problem I have with this, my Christian brothers and sisters, these are people that have closed their mind to reason, to logic, to anything that we hope. They already closed their mind. When you tell them that, okay, you have been reading this Bible all your life, when is the time you're going to read your own history books to know what your own people say about this world? They never want to see that. These are people that have closed their mind up. There's really nothing much we can do for them. Please watch this movie. Get your girlfriend or somebody you love, grab some popcorn, go and see this movie and learn some things. For those of you that are interested in learning about African spirituality, I teach the interrelationship between science and spirituality. We have gone over this topic a long time ago. I have written a book on this. You can buy my book. You can also contact me. I will teach you African spirituality so that you will know who you are. You don't see your ancestors as demons. You know the different spirits we have in this world. You can be able to differentiate between elemental spirits and celestial spirits, infernal spirits. You can be able to know all these things that nobody taught you, that your own ancestors or parents have failed to teach you. Nowadays on YouTube, you can learn any subject in the world on YouTube. You want to learn about this subject, there's somebody there to teach you. I am here to teach you this subject. I am an expert on this subject. I have been teaching it for a very long time now. So if you want to know about African spirituality, contact me. I will teach you. Okay? So that being said, for those people who have not seen the movie, I don't want to give too much away. Make sure you watch this movie. It's the best movie for me this year, and I wish you a very wonderful day, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. So take care and bye. Peace.